Welcome back to the Ray of Math. Today, let's explore geometry, lines, line segments, and polygons. Have you ever looked around the world and seen how many shapes there are out there? Well, today, we're going to become shape detectives. Can you look around and see what shapes you see right now? I'll look around too. I see square. I see another square. My board is a rectangle. So are my posters. What all do you see? Whoa, that's a lot. When I say shapes are everywhere, it could be a book, your grown-up's phone, tablet, a computer, the slice of pizza you're about to eat, anything and everything is a shape. Before we get into shapes, let's talk about lines. A line goes forever in each direction, almost like an endless road. Can you imagine a road that never ends? And when I say a line, I mean, let's say it just randomly continues right here and just keeps going and going and going and going and going and going and going, right? That would be one crazy line if it never stopped, because what's going on? But what if we had a line that had two stopping points? That's what we call a line segment. So when you look at a line, if there is a beginning and there is an end, this is a line segment, okay? If you look at your desk, a ruler, the TV, you see where it starts and where it ends. Now, let's explore polygons. A polygon is a closed shape with straight sides, which means that circles don't count. A circle is not considered a polygon because it has rounded sides. And if you do think about it, a circle is a continuous line. It just keeps going round and round. There's no endpoint when it comes to a circle. So when we talk about polygons, a circle doesn't count. Some common polygons include triangles, rectangles, and squares. And on each of my cards, you can get some good examples of polygons. I know we've all seen a cone in the middle of the street when they're doing construction. That's shaped like a triangle. The hazard sign, a Christmas hat, a Christmas tree, a slice of watermelon, and a tent are all shaped like triangles. For our squares, we have picture frames, presents, crackers, puzzle pieces, stamps. These are all examples of a square, which is a polygon. For our rectangle, we got the flag, a suitcase, an envelope, a chocolate bar, a door, and a calculator. Each polygon has a set number of sides. So if we're working with a triangle, we have one side, two sides, and three sides. They have endpoints, beginning, end, beginning, end, beginning, end. For a square, we have four sides, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with those four sides, because they have endpoints, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 corners. These are considered the corners. To go back for the triangle, a triangle has 3 sides. And because it has 3 sides, it has 3 corners, which shows the beginning point and the end point for each side. You can't do that with a circle, which again is why a circle is not considered a polygon. There is a shape that I do want to let you know about. It's called a pentagon. Unfortunately, I don't have that shape, but I will draw it for you. A pentagon has 5 sides, which means it has 5 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For the corners, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, speaking of those corners, we need to know about angles. So where two lines meet on a polygon, that lets you know what the angle is. An angle is the space between which 2 points meet. So is it like this, you know? I'll show you. So some angles are small. We're focusing on this corner right now, but because this angle is so small, it's called an acute angle. So you see how shut and small this angle is on the inside? This means it is an acute angle. It's small. This one, that's a big angle. This space between here, it's huge. It's called obtuse, an obtuse angle. This one is a perfect angle because it is 90 degrees. And it's called a right angle. So when you think about a book has 90-degree angles. When you think of a slice of pizza, you think of acute angles. Although we aren't in the telling of time part of the curriculum, you will also notice all of these angles in a clock. So if we have a big clock, we've seen times like this, right? We've seen times like this, and we have seen times like this. So just for fun, I want to mix up the angles. So let's say we have a triangle. I'll draw several triangles. For our first triangle, what's the first thing you see? Either you have two more closed angles, or you see one right angle. And to show that it's a right angle, there will always be that. This shows that there is a 90-degree angle right here. And because if you compare these two endpoints, which makes this degree, you see that this angle and this angle are smaller. So essentially you're holding up your hand. So let's say your hand makes a perfect 90-degree angle. That's what we're showing with this angle. Now for the other two, you see that it's smaller. And because it's smaller, that means that those two angles are acute angles. Now for our second triangle, you notice something that's not here? We have no right angles. If you look at, this is a pretty equal triangle because each side is smaller. And because it's smaller, what does that mean? This entire triangle and all its sides is small, which means this is an acute triangle completely, okay? This one. It's almost a variation of this first triangle, but this isn't a right angle. Because if we turn it, I know it's not the same, it's not as neat, but these two triangles are the same, but just flipped. So you can see now, this angle, this is not a right angle at all, because a right angle would mean the line would go straight up. And it does not. It bypasses that. So since we're initially working with this one, that means this angle is obtuse. Okay? These two angles, which also mirror into this, these two angles are smaller. For sure smaller than this one. And definitely smaller than this one. Which means what for us? We have another set of acute angles. And the cool thing is you can find angles everywhere. You can draw an acute angle on a square, but of course it's gonna change the shape. So really quick, if I wanted to do, let's say, a square with different angles, different endpoints, it's going to start looking like a diamond. So a diamond has two obtuse angles and it has two acute angles. So anything can have a right angle, anything can have an acute angle, and anything can have an obtuse angle. Shapes are everywhere. Great shape spotting. Next time we're gonna learn some more tricks to master multiplication. Keep practicing and looking for geometry in the world around you. I promise you, you'll be so amazed with how many shapes are out there. And how cool would you look to everybody if you knew what angles those shapes had? Bye for now. Thank you for joining me. Goodbye.